Hey, what's up and how's it going? My name is Toby and today I just want to give you a quick tip on how to set up Unity with the Lightship ARDK 3. So first of all, we of course need to have Unity installed, so we need to go to unity.com, then sign in, create a free account, go to resources and just download Unity. And then we can just download the Unity hub for your particular system. And once that is installed, we can open it up and go to installs, install editor, and then choose, in our case, the 2021 LTS version, because this is currently, as of the ARDK 3 Beta 4, the latest version that's being supported. I'll just show you in a few moments where you can see which is the latest supported version, but we would just go ahead and install this one, and then of course choose the platform modules like Android and iOS that we would want to build to. So while that is installing, we will go to lightship.dev, which is the official developer page from the Lightship ARDK. Then just sign in, create a free account. And once that is done, we will be here on this dashboard where we can create a new project for a bit later on. But first of all, we need to go to the documentation. And then there's also the ARDK 3 beta documentation again. If we look into the future and there will be another beta or maybe the full release, then this might be somewhere else, but you will probably find it here. And just click on that. And now we will find all the important documentation as well as the installing guide. And this is pretty much what we need to do right now. So of course, first of all, we need to create a new Unity project. So go to projects, new project. Then we could choose our editor version. So I'm going to choose 2021 here. And then call this Lightship project, for example. Choose some kind of location where you want to open it up. And then we can either choose the 3D core or 3D URP scene. Both should be working fine. And then just create a project. Okay, so once that has finished, we want to go to File, Build Settings, and then choose the platform we want to build to. I'm choosing iOS here, switch the platform then. And next up, we want to go to Window, Package Manager, and then we want to go back to our Lightship developer documentation and copy this link for the normal basically the normal Lightship package. Go to Unity, click on this plus here, add package from git URL, and then just add. And so we will install the standard Lightship ARDK. This will take a few moments, and we also can install the shared AR plugin, which will be used for multiplayer. So depending on whether we want to use it or not, we can install it. I would recommend to install it if we want to use the ARDK provided sample scenes, which I'm going to install next, because some of them are using shared AR and you're going to get a lot of error messages if you won't install shared AR as well. So it will restart the editor. It might take a few moments, and when we are back, we're just going to continue with the installation. Also, by the way, to find out which is the latest supported Unity version officially supported, you want to find this here also in the installing ARDK 3 guide. So it's Unity 2021 LTS. But maybe in the future we're going to probably have 2022. I've also tried out 2022 and it worked for me fine. So yeah, it's just to be 100% sure that everything works as expected. Alright, so then if the Unity editor restart, we're also gonna install the shared AR plugin. Just gonna copy this one and add it. By the way, all the links are of course in the video description if you can't find where the Lightship documentation is, then just take a look in the video description. We also wanna download one of the example package. So let's scroll down. Oh no, it's on the left side here, so we can click on sample projects and just go to this GitHub link and then basically just download the zip file here. So these are a few sample packages where we can just get started with all the awesome features, and we already have some scenes set up, which is gonna make just creating those projects a lot easier. Alright, so Shell AR has been installed. Then next up we can go to let's make a right click here, reveal in Finder our asset folder. So from our downloads, just drag the ARDK samples into our assets, and then we can unzip them, of course. So like that, and delete the zip folder. And if we now want to go back into a Unity scene, we'll take a second and we have some AR example scenes. So we're nearly done. We just need to do a few tweaks within the settings that I'm going to show you right now. So of course, in order to have a project running, we need to have basically a key, which means we need to go back to our lightship.dev and then create a new project. So we can name it, for example, Lightship project, whatever, and then just copy our API key here. Then we're going to go back to Unity, and if we go up to our menus here, then if we see Lightship, this is already a good sign. This means that basically the installation was successful. We can go to settings, and then in the API key, just copy the key we just took from the website. Then we can go to our project validation. So Lightship project validation, this is going to take us basically into the project settings. And then we can go to these tabs here, which will basically show us what we need to do in order to successfully build to Android, iOS, and also to run it in our Unity editor on the PC. But what we're going to do is go to XR plugin management and then make sure that Niantic Lightship SDK is enabled anywhere. So this is already the case. If it's not, then make sure it's enabled. Then we can go again to the project validation and pretty much go to fix these issues. Just click here on fix. And this will do some kind of settings. It will change some build settings. So if we're going to go to File, Build Settings, what it basically did is it went here to Player Settings, and then if we scroll down, it changed this camera usage description. For example, it's usually blank if we just start a new project, and it also targeted the version 14 of iOS as a minimum one. And there's also the same thing if we want to go back to for Android, of course, and we can also just like fix all. And yeah, so some things here work, some don't, maybe. Let's see. So all we need to do is just again go to the player settings, and then we need to go to Android here in this setting. Let's make this a bit bigger. And then we're just gonna untoggle AutoGraphics API, and we need to uncheck Vulkan. Also make sure that you have ILCPP as a scripting backend and have ARM v7 and ARM 64 enabled. So we also need to make sure that our minimum API level is 24, as well as the target API level is at least 33 in order to publish it on the Google App Store. So if we now go back to the XR plugin management and then to project validation, there shouldn't be any kind of issues anymore. So then next up, if you want to build to Android, then we also need to install a specific Gradle version, because I think it's Unity 2021 that is still installing an older Gradle version. So if you will go to Unity and then the Unity settings, external tools, and then scroll down, then the Gradle installed with Unity is not the version that the Lightship ARDK needs. So what you want to do is go to gradle.org/releases and then scroll down, take the 6.7.1 version. I think this is the one, right? So yeah, 6.7.1, then just download it and unzip it. And then here in our Unity preference, browse for the version and then just click on choose. And this will ensure that we can also build to Android. So of course, if we now would want to build a scene, we don't need the main camera. but we're gonna go to our hierarchy, click on XR, and then create an XR origin as well as a AR session. Alright, so that's the basic setup on creating a Lightship AR project within Unity. We can also, of course, go through the sample scenes. For example, here on the ARDK samples main, click on assets and then samples. And then we have, for example, can go to meshing, scenes. And here we have a full setup on how meshing would work. But this is something I'll tell you in another tutorial. For right now, we are ready to get going. And if you want to learn more about Lightship and how to actually create scenes, take a look on my channel. There are many tutorials on that, and I hope to see you there. So with that said, I hope everything worked for you. If there's any issue, then please write in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time.